Other discoveries, self-discoveries.
Well, for myself, being an American in this country, today at our class, I felt very uncomfortable because I felt like that classroom was looking at me as a rich American, and I never considered myself a rich American, but I am. And that was very, that was tough for me. It's tough for me to accept that. All these men and women that are working so hard in learning agriculture and learning how to create wonderful farms, and where does it leave them at the end? And it was painful to have them look at us as if we have all this money and we can just give it out, and so that was hard. That was really hard.
Okay. So your
It's just
journey,
different perspective.
right? So discovering the tension of being an American. Okay.
Until the very last moment, I don't know if I've said this already, that I was ready to go, people were excited for me, and are you excited? Oh, that's great. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not excited at all. And I've never done anything or gone away from work, or I've been on a vacation where I wasn't excited and anticipated it with excitement. And I was so nervous, and I think a lot of that was self-doubt, that, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be of any use. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea if I'm even capable of doing this. But I have always wanted to do it. So to stretch, I just realized that and so I did sit back and say, and Jeff, you helped me so much with that. Well, it'll all be okay. It'll all be okay, because even up to the last day, not having something we needed, or it'll all be okay. And I've learned that you just need to sit back and have faith and open your hands and say it'll be okay.
Wow.
And so so it's good. I mean, I feel like I'm proud that I can do more than I thought that I could do. We're not proud, but I'm
And
pleased.
the
You're
person
proud.
who is speaking.
I'm pleased that I can do more
I'll
than I
be
thought.
proud too.
Except that old man with that 4-year-old just stood over there.
know.
She thought I
For
had
me,
allergies.
I discover myself how lucky I am, not only being raised in a middle class family, but seeing these people that could be me, because I was born in this country, and I was so very fortunate to have a dad who know what is the importance of the school. I don't know if you remember that lady, she's, the one, she said, so she really does, she was talking about her parents did not put her to school, and yes, that was very sad. And what really touched my heart today, and there's one guy, so John was seeing, and I was asking him questions about what's wrong with him. He couldn't even explain to me. But when he started talking and he said, all my body hurts, I said, how many days you walk every week? He said, every day. I said, do you walk? He said, yes, I start walking from the sun
Sun
Sunrise.
Yeah,
sundown.
to sundown. And when people said, so Colleen, you like to work, you are so smart, I don't take it as a compliment, because I really don't like to work. I work just because I have to pay my bill. But when they said those people really like to work, I think this is very compliment for them, because they work for what? Because they are still living in poverty. And they work from like 12, 14, 16 hours a day and 7 days a week. And they don't have bill to pay.
Right.
They don't have any obligation to work, because they don't go to school, they don't go to college, they don't have a big taxes to pay, they don't pay taxes. What they work for? That was my question. I said, why you have to work 7 days a week? So what, tell me, because if I don't have bill, I would stay home and work only part-time and enjoy my time. But them, they work every day and 7 days a week, and that's why they work. All of them, they have body aches and stomach aches, everything, just because I think they work so hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So discovering of privilege in your own identity. After working this morning, we were under the expectation that we were going to go to an afternoon class and sit in the back row and hear the teacher teach about agronomy or something. So we all sit in the back row and we are told, no, 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 you're up front. You are the class today. So we have to go up to the very front and introduce ourselves. What are we doing here? And then we open for questions. And for about an hour and 15 minutes, people ask us questions. And it was not only questions, it was this sense of, when are you going to deliver the goods? We've heard this before. You know,
What kind of questions were they asking that made you want to, made you feel like those were the kinds of things they were looking for?
Well, because they were saying, I graduate in December, are you going to be here to give me a loan to make my project work?
We need support.
We need support, are you going to be here? And, you know, nobody said this specifically, but implied is, you Americans always come to be partners, but what does partnership mean? And it was really agitating for me, really, because I don't know if by design or if by my desire, I guess I sort of brought most of the questions were asked to me, and I mean everybody joined in, but essentially, but I guess I discovered that I can roll on the flow. You know, I'm not an agronomist. I know nothing about business, but it was very agitating today. But I think it was a turning point in my understanding of what it means to be a leader, what it means to be a partnership, what it means for Forest Hill Church to even take this seriously. So it was a really important day for me. And well, I basically said, you know, we can't promise anything. We will come back and have to talk. But I do think that, but I did feel like we got over the cultural dance of the questions of what do you need, and them saying, what are you bringing us? Or what do you want to do? Well, what do you want? What are you bringing us? Well, how can we help you? What are you bringing us? And finally, somebody asked a question, what are your biggest challenges? And that kind of opened it up, like we need funding for ideas, we need specific kinds of teaching around business, entrepreneurship, accounting, you know, making business plans, things like that, and also machinery.
Technical.
Yeah, and technical stuff. You know, and
They want English.
and they want English. English is a second language. So I guess I discovered, or I'm beginning to discover, the true definition of partnership as it comes to at least to the agricultural field.
Clear to us in the morning that they want us to learn Creole.
Yeah.
They want to be able to communicate with us.
Directly.
And it's just really important that we learn the language. And that was a little uneasy for me too, because I thought, oh, I don't need a bounder to learn this, because we'll have an interpreter. But I thought, you know, that's really important, because that's a separation. It's like I don't need to? No, yeah, I do.
Wow. Good. Heard any learnings from the orphanage school team? I want to know what you're discovering about yourself. You can all go or one go, I don't care.
Well, I discovered that I yesterday got very much lost in the large picture of what does it mean to be in partnership, and you know, oh, I feel like the ugly American swooping in and saying we're here to help, and they're like, we don't need your help, or that's how it felt. But and I was today, and I think we all were able to focus on the purpose of why we were here was to bring love and joy to children.
Oh, come on.
And focusing on that and being present in that, for me, transformed my attitude. And those issues, the larger questions are still there. We have to deal with them. But I was able to find a purpose and being present in the moment. And that just brought a lot of joy and satisfaction and a sense of purpose.
Good. All right.
I think I came with a different perspective because I wasn't involved in the planning. I didn't feel responsibility for what was going to happen. Not that I didn't want to do a good job, but I wasn't carrying anything with me where I felt like I was going to be judged on whether it happened or it didn't happen. And so I think it's just been such a different, unique experience for me that I didn't come with expectations, so I don't feel like I've not met expectations. And I think I've been able to just do what was required of me to get things done, but I've still been able to enjoy the responses of the children.
And the kids love her.
Yeah.
Love her.
I think that's one of the things that I've discovered about myself. I never really felt like working with children was something I would enjoy doing, but I have found so much joy
Yay.
in working, in meeting these children and engaging them.
They go right to her.
And they don't leave.
I have to close the gate. I have to close the gate. I said, please, she wants to leave. Give her some more.